Transistor. This one's going to be probably a short review, but this is from the same developers of Bastion, which I played earlier this year. Also, same developers of Hades, which is like the massively, hugely popular roguelike Greek Olympian game. Anyway, the point I'm mentioning that is because this is really where the groundwork lies. You know, with Bastion, I enjoyed it. I think musically it's incredible. Gameplay is fun, but like, you know, and the story was interesting, but it never really like, you know, it didn't grab my ass and squeeze. Like it definitely was a nice little pat on the bottom. Whereas I feel like Transistor does a bit more of a tight grab of the cheek, but the interaction, you don't leave with either party satisfied. That's kind of my metaphor. So see you guys later. No, I'm going to talk about the fact that Transistor is, again, musically damn near a masterpiece. They really, like, the one thing that Supergiant does is they kill the music scene. I mean, all of their games soundtracks are incredible. And I wanted to say, as far as gameplay goes, they took a different approach. This is more of like a weird angled isometric type view, and the idea here being that you can stop time at any point and you get a few seconds that you can then use to set up a line of attacks and execute. And then once that's done, you have a period of time you have to wait until you can attack again. That period of time, by the way, that you have to wait is fucking agonizing. That is like the most infuriating, probably 5 seconds, but it feels like 25 seconds, especially when you're surrounded by enemies and you feel like you have fucking nothing you can do. That shit is infuriating. But I will say, this game was interesting because I kind of went into it expecting it to be a little bit longer. I figured, okay, well, Bastion was a couple hours. I feel like this one's going to be a little more meaty, you know? And definitely felt like they were going for a more in-depth and serious story. Not that Bastion wasn't serious, but it felt like a little more, I don't know. I just felt like Transistor, going into it, felt like they were world building a little bit harder. They were trying to set you into a world that already existed rather than one you're kind of creating as you go, like you do in Bastion. And the thing is, this game felt, I don't really know how long it took. I know that it felt like it took about an hour. I mean, this game really flew by, but I enjoyed it. Like, I like the game, but I definitely don't know, like, it's kind of hard to make up my mind where I sit with this one, because there are just like the gameplay is fun, but like it doesn't feel balanced. Almost like it feels like, even though as you progress through the game, right, you get more abilities, you get more power. That's just a general concept when leveling up in any video game, and the enemies also level up as you progress through the game, so it, you know, kind of matches each other. But the thing is, I was a little disappointed by the fact that you never actually level up your ability to stop time. It's always the same amount of time, and it always takes the same amount of time for it to come back. I thought for sure that was going to be an upgrade, and it wasn't, which was like very bizarre to me, because that was like the most infuriating part of the game, is the fact that you only have a limited amount of time to use, and then you have to wait, you know, to be able to use it again. And I was like, man, that sucks. Like, even all the way to the very end, it just always was annoying. I get that that's part of the challenge, is to use your time wisely and then come up with a plan to escape basically before you get attacked, but I mean, that's not really always feasible. So it's kind of just like you're waiting around to be able to do something, which is always annoying in any game, not just this one. But yeah, I don't know. And like the story, like I like the story, but like it was kind of, and if you ever played a game like this where like you play a game and there's obviously a story being told to you, and you can tell it's definitely one that is serious, and they're trying to, you know, give it its proper time to play out, but you're not really following it. And then when it's over, you're like, I don't really feel like looking up a wiki article of like what the story was. It's like, I feel Bastion kind of had that to a certain extent, where it's like, if you at any point weren't paying attention, like you might be completely lost. This one felt like they were really trying to, you know, get you to be like, whoa, interesting. But I don't know, the story never like grabbed me by the collar and pulled me in for a fucking, I'm sorry, these metaphors are really weird. And I think we're gonna wrap this sucker up. So I liked Transistor. It was fun. I don't think it was necessarily as good as Bastion, but I know as the games go on, they eventually get to Hades and pretty much shut down production and everything else, because the game blew out sales probably more than all the other games combined. So I enjoyed it. I like Transistor, and we'll move on. That was fun. I liked it, and yeah, ready to move on to the next one. And I'm sorry about all those weird metaphors. I don't know what was going on.